Sports.
We are Sports. We are Sports.
Tampa Bay's 6-game road trip did not go according to plan, dropping 5 of 6 to Baltimore and New York and falling 4 games back in the AL wildcard hunt. But all is not lost. As the Rays learned from last season's heroics, anything could happen in the season's final 2 weeks. So strap yourself in for the final 16 games of this year and see if the Rays can once again find a little magic to reach the postseason. Coming off a 1-5 road trip, the Rays dropping 2 out of 3 to New York. Following a sweep at the hands of the Baltimore Orioles, the Rays tonight open a must-win 7-game homestand. They begin with a 4-game series, the Rays playing host to the Boston Red Sox. Out of all of that, the Rays run 3rd in the East, 5 games back of New York. Baltimore running 2nd in the wild card. Oakland, Baltimore. The Rays are 5 back of Baltimore. The Angels 2.5. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson. I'm Dwayne Statz. We'll be hearing from Todd Callis in just a few moments. Well, it's going to come down to these 16 games, and you know, September, a little bit like that Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. You anticipated great things at the beginning, and then as you get into the ride, it's not quite what you thought it would be. That's what September has been like for the Rays.
That's what this Open is going to be like for me. Let's take a look. You know, September started off in such a grand way for this Rays ball club. 2 games against Toronto, 2 games against the New York Yankees, and they started off 4-0. Main reason why? The offense came to life. Those 4 games, they hit over 300. We're averaging just under 6 runs a game. Part of that little burst that they had on that West Coast trip, culminating into the late hit by Matt Moore here on Alex Cobb. You kind of hope they do that again tonight. The big Achilles heel for the Rays, though, really all season long, but you go back to August 4th, their last 17 losses, 16 have become by 2 runs or fewer. It's been the close game, the inability to come up with the big hit. In fact, they lead the American League with 26 one-run losses over the course of the season, and they have had plenty of opportunities. So it's not been the lack of opportunities, it's been the lack of coming through in the clutch. And you see, since that hot start, since the beginning of September, after the 4th, just the 218 average, the 6 runs, just under 6 runs a game, have now gone to just under 3.5 runs a game. And you know, playing division games against the American League East, they need to do better than that. This is a very frustrated team. However, they've got 7 straight games here at home to try to get the season back on track as they're running out of time.
And coming off the road trip, the Rays hit just 195 with runners in scoring position. 16 games left. Will that be a collection of 16 sweet games? Todd Callis takes a closer look in a moment.
Sox and Rays get ready to open up this 7-game homestand, first of 4 with Boston. You take a look at where the Rays are right now. Not ideal. 16 games to go, 4 games behind Baltimore, 5 games behind the Yankees, and also the Angels between the Rays and Baltimore. Then you look ahead to the schedule and realize, well, it is possible considering that Baltimore will play the last 3 here at Tropicana Field. Here's what we have. Boston and Toronto for 9 of the remaining games, and then the last 7 are against the White Sox and the Orioles. The Yankees have an advantageous schedule, playing only one team, Oakland, that's above 500 the rest of the way. Baltimore has Seattle for 3, but then they also play Boston and Toronto before the Rays to wrap up the season. The Angels have Texas and Seattle for 6 each, and the White Sox for 3. The A's have the most difficult schedule. Detroit, New York, Texas, all on their schedule, 7 with the Rangers. And there you see the Tigers, who lost earlier today with the White Sox. They play their last 13 against Minnesota and Kansas City. We caught up with B.J. Upton and Carlos Pena, who are in the lineup and have been here as long as anybody on the team, and asked about the importance of this homestand.
We got to win. That's it, bottom line. What other teams are doing, we can't worry about. We just have to handle our side of it, and see what happens in the end. But biggest thing is we got to try to win as many ball games as we can.
All of us are very aware of the fact that we are in a very crucial moment in our season, and that if we want to keep playing, past September into October, these games are very important, and we want to make sure that we grab as many wins as possible. And having said that, I think the most important thing is winning tonight.
Bobby Valentine and the Boston Red Sox in town. We have baseball in less than 2 minutes. It's the Rays and the BOS Sox for 4. The Rays need as many wins as possible. It starts this evening with Alex Cobb against Aaron Cook. Enjoy all the action right around the corner on Sun Sports.
Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer for great deals today. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. Welcome to Tropicana Field. Rays opening their homestand with the Boston Red Sox in town. The Rays are 5-7 against Boston on the year, and 2-3 here at the Trop. Let's take a look at the Red Sox lineup, brought to you by Longhorn Steakhouse. Pedro Siriaco is going to lead off at third, followed by Jacoby Ellsbury, and then Dustin Pedroia, Cody Ross in right, James Loney coming over in that big deal with the Dodgers at first. Jared Saltalamacchia is the DH. Ryan Lavarnway will do the catching. Scott Posednik in left. He will hit eighth, and Jose Iglesias is the shortstop, batting ninth.
Taking the mound tonight for the Tampa Bay Rays, right-hander Alex Cobb. Now listen, I like home as much as anybody else, but Alex Cobb has taken it to a level. Over his last 5 starts, he's 2-0 with a 4.82, and that's 0-0 with a 9.75 on the road in 3 starts. 2 home starts, 2-0 with a 1.13. Looking to continue that tonight against this Red Sox lineup.
And on an individual basis, Cobb, after his 10th win, trying to break into double figures in the victory department. And the Rays collectively need every win they can get from here on out. And here is Siriaco stepping in to start this game. Tim McClellan will be calling the balls and strikes. And the first pitch of this game is a fastball in there for a strike. First pitch presented by Pinch-A-Penny.
They had to make it mandatory when McClellan is behind the plate that he's mic'd up.
Because you could hear him faster than he gives you the arm signal. 0-2. He is very deliberate, as they say, with his strike call behind the plate.
But you're right. He will verbalize it. The catcher will know. A lot of times the pitcher will be able to hear it. Hitter will certainly know. And then he lets us all.
2-strike pitch. Ground ball to third. Keppinger rifles it to first to get the speedy Siriaco, and that is out number 1.
Let's take a look at the Rays defense as it lines up tonight in the outfield. Left to right, Desmond Jennings, B.J. Upton, and Matt Joyce. Across the infield, third to first, Jeff Keppinger, Ben Zobrist, Ryan Roberts, and Carlos Pena. Jose Molina will be behind the plate.
Now Jacoby Ellsbury. Ellsbury, one of the familiar names in the Boston lineup. It's certainly a revamped and a new look Boston roster. 1-0 the count to Ellsbury. Red Sox in at 66-81. And since the end of August, since the 28th of August, they're 4-14. That's the worst record in the major leagues. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bobby Valentine. Randy Neiman, who started the year as the bullpen coach, now the pitching coach alongside. 1-2 the count to Ellsbury.
That may be the best changeup we've seen from Alex Cobb in the last month. Not to say that the other ones are bad. That was just A+. Middle of the plate. It was hard. Great late finishing action.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
Well, you know, you talk about this Boston Red Sox ball club, and really you go back over the course of the season. It started early on with the controversy with Kevin Youkilis and Bobby Valentine, but for the longest time, it's been when there's been an article written about the Boston Red Sox, it's a coin flip on whether it has anything to do with what's happened on the field. It's just become a mess.
A little tap back to the mound, and Cobb's flip to Pena in time to get Ellsbury. It's been an unsettling year here with this Boston ball club from a number of perspectives. Well, they've used 55 different players, 27 different players on the disabled list with 34 separate stints, and Bobby Valentine not happy with the roster in September. The weakest roster we've ever had in the history of baseball. Could use help everywhere.
He tried to
rephrase that.
Right. He tried very hard to rephrase that because that played like a lead balloon.
Dustin Pedroia takes the pitch high. 1 ball, no strikes. And the strike, and it's 1-1. Well, there were undercurrents of that early, and the Pedroia comment in reference to Valentine's comment about Kevin Youkilis.
Yeah.
One of the first times that it really became a public issue.
Well, that was in mid-April. I mean, that's what the Rays were in town, and Bobby Valentine had made the comment about, Kevin Youkilis, and Dustin Pedroia basically came out and said, yeah, that's not how we do things around here, but he'll learn. And you're just like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it's played out all summer long.
So a couple of big trades and a lot of injuries and a lot of discussion about the direction of the Boston Red Sox club. Cobb misses a little bit down. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Alex, who the first time he pitched against the Red Sox was started, and he was born in Massachusetts, and as a youngster, even in Vero Beach, well, he followed the Rays, but before the Rays, he was a Red Sox fan. Right back to the hill, and Pedroia is out of there. 3 ground ball outs. Bottom of the first coming, no score. H.H. Gregg. The Rays coming in to bat in the bottom of the first inning. Let's take a look at the Longhorn Steakhouse Rays starting lineup. Desmond Jennings, then B.J. Upton and Ben Zobrist with Matt Joyce, Luke Scott, the DH, and Jeff Keppinger down the middle. Carlos Pena hits 7th in front of Ryan Roberts. Jose Molina does the catching and bats 9th.
Now taking them out tonight for the Boston Red Sox, right-hander Aaron Cook making his 16th start of the season, and expect to see lots of sinkers.
And the right-hander's first pitch is in there for a strike. Well, we have 2 of the more prolific ground ball pitchers in Alex Cobb and Aaron Cook. Strike 2 in to Jennings, 0-2.
Both of them up over 70%. Alex over 71 or 70, almost 73% ground balls. Aaron Cook just short of 71.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And that really is his game. I mean, you saw his season numbers. It is all about keeping the ball on the ground. I mean, in 81 2/3 innings pitched this year, just 18 strikeouts. You'd think you'd stumble into a few more than that, even if you're not a power guy.
And there's a swing and a miss. Well, you know, the interesting thing is the Rays are a big strikeout team. A lot of strikeouts from the pitching staff and a lot of strikeouts from their lineup. And here's the first one tonight.
Yeah, and Cook trying to go down in a way that sinker dips underneath the swing of Desmond Jennings. But yeah, like I said, 18 strikeouts, just 14 walks. So not a big walk guy, not a big strikeout guy, wants the ground ball, but picks one up there.
B.J. Upton bounces it foul. Strike 1. It's hard to find a starting pitcher, or actually any pitcher, who's going to give you 2 strikeouts per 9 innings. But that's what Aaron Cook has done. 1 ball, 1 strike. So not a lot of strikeouts and a lot of ground balls.
Yeah, that's a hard number to wrap your head around.
The foul back over the screen. 1-2. Cook over his last 6 starts is 0-5 with a 6 earned run average.
He started out his first 3 starts for Boston 2-1 and has gone downhill since then. The last 12, 1-9 with a 5.5.
I mean, you talk about pitching to contact. Here's a guy who does it to the extreme. But high, he doesn't walk many, he doesn't strike out many, so a lot of his pitches put into play.
The defense be on your toes.
And he almost had his 2nd strikeout right there.
I was shocked it wasn't cold.
Broken bat, the ground ball to 3rd. Siriaco's throw to 1st in time. The bat wound up just short of the bag at 3rd. 2 gone.
Let's take a look at the Red Sox defense in the outfield, left to right. Scott Podsednik, Jacoby Ellsbury, and Cody Ross. Across the infield, 3rd to 1st, Pedro Siriaco, Jose Iglesias, love his music, Dustin Pedroia, and James Loney. Ryan Lavarnway will be behind the plate. There you go.
Hey, you got it.
Jose is hey, get on that guitar, baby. Love when he does that thing with Pitbull.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Good stuff. Oh,
Here's
long as Iglesias.
You never know. There could be bloodlines, genetic.
Yeah, but
talent.
I'm just saying with
there-
Pitbull. I don't think he did anything with Pitbull.
Oh, no, not that.
Still like his music.
Yeah, of course. 1 ball, 1 strike. Low and in. Ben Zobrist starts tonight at 265. 85 walks. Good numbers across the board. And a good look right there to pitch close. 3-1. Matt Joyce getting cleanup tonight on deck. And a line drive into right field for a base hit. He got a 3-1 fastball. Well, he took that close pitch to give him a good 3-1 count, forcing Cook to come in.
You mean strike 2? Yeah, 3-1 count. He wants to get something elevated. And you see that sinker. Aaron Cook is trying to throw a strike. This ball does not quite get to its spot, and Ben Zobrist just laces it out into right field.
Here's Joyce. Matt hitting 250. Ball, no strikes. Ben, the first base runner of the game, here in the bottom of the 1st with his 2-out single. And a strike call. Over to 1st. Toss there a bit high, and Zobrist back in easily. And a cut to miss. Joyce down now, 1-2.
Well, you know, the one thing that Aaron Cook will do, because he is so sinker heavy, that fastball moving down and away most of the time, that he will bring out a little bit of a cutter just to try to get something moving in towards you, keep you honest.
And on rare occasions, you'll see a curveball, but not very often. So it's mostly sinker and a cutter.
Yeah, and you remember they talked about a lot of relievers, sinker slider guy, and it's very similar, sinker cutter as a starter, and that's why he has to be really sharp to have success going through a lineup, 2 or 3 times.
And a little pop up off to the left, and there was the curveball. Siriaco makes the catch in the coaching box. Rays leave a man. We go to the second, no score.
Cobb able to get a 1-2-3 first inning. Really no hard hit balls in that inning, because if you look at our Toyota trend, the first inning has been problematic for Cobb, not only in his career but especially this year. 585 earned run average in the first inning this year, 497 in his career compared to innings 2 through the rest of the game. Cobb said this has been a problem all the way back to his days with the Vero Beach Fighting Indians.
I can always remember it back to high school almost. The first inning, just maybe a little bit too much adrenaline running or something like that, but something I need to figure out pretty quick. My mind just starts going a little bit too quick, I think, and that translates into my mechanics, and things get going too quickly for me. So maybe I need to do a little workout before or something, get a little bit of the adrenaline out, but it's something I'll work on.
Looks good so far tonight, guys. Back to you.
All right, here's Cody Ross leading off. Let's see how Cobb does here in the second inning. And the first pitch is in there for a strike. It's interesting, the self-diagnosis, maybe a little more adrenaline to start a game. You're rushing. Pitches are up, more hittable, more visible to hitters.
You're a ground ball guy. We talked about it. It's almost 73%. That'd be right at the top of the American League. So this guy relies on sinking action on his fastball, the split, the finish. And if those two pitches, are rushed, they stay up, and he's not going to blow it by you. But hey, half the problem is admitting you have an issue and then going to work on it.
One hopper to second. Roberts up with that one in routine fashion. Ross is out number 1. So 4 consecutive ground balls to start this game.
And just like Todd said, Alex looking sharp. The fastball has been good. We've seen a couple of good splits. Nice jam shot there on Ross.
Well, the Rays get their first look at James Loney coming over from the Dodgers. Pitch is wide. When you talk about big trades, that's a big trade. Gonzalez, Crawford, Beckett, and Puto go to the West Coast. And James Loney and some pretty good young arms back to the Red Sox. 1-1 the count to Loney. Loney, 27 years old when he started the season, turned 28 in late May. He was a first-round pick by the Dodgers in the 2002 draft. Grounds it back, and it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. James Loney out of Houston. Cobb ahead of him, a ball, 2 strikes. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Been consistently in double figures in home runs with the Dodgers. No big home run years there, but always in that 12 to 15 range, it seems. Pitch is low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Batting with the bases empty and 1 out in the second. Bounces this one, pulling it a little bit foul.
Well, I think the question for the Boston Red Sox is, where do you go from here? You know, Adrian Gonzalez, you said Crawford, Punto, Beckett. Obviously, pitching needs to be addressed. Maybe everywhere needs to be addressed. Maybe not center or second.
Now the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
This guy right here, Saltalamacchia, has had an interesting year.
Yeah, big power year for him. He's DHing tonight. Foul up the right side. Cobb got the 3 ground balls in the first, including a couple comebackers to the mound. You got Cody Ross out 4-3. And now Loney's extended the at bat 3-2. The 9th pitch of this at bat, and he fouls it again. Now to play left side this time.
Good little battle here between Loney and Cobb. Here in a full count. Does not want to put a base runner on, but yet at the same time has to make a quality pitch. You know, usually at bats where hitters start to see 8, 9, 10 pitches, it almost starts to, you know, starts to move in the hitter's favor, really. You see the release point. They probably at that point have seen all or most of your pitches. Get a pretty good idea of what's coming.
And a foul ball again. He gave him a fastball, and so we're out to 10 pitches in this at bat right now.
And you wonder if Alex was sold on the last 2 fastballs, because he's pretty good about throwing the fastball down and away to the right-handed hitters. And the last 2 pitches have been fastballs in that he has missed up and away, almost like your heart's not into it. And if that's the case, you might as well just try to throw a good sinker down and away.
Ground ball, right side. Pena up with it. The toss to Cobb, and that finally retires James Loney. 11 pitches in, he finally gets the ground ball for out number 2.
That's the thing. Went to the full count, had to continue to make pitches. And what's he do? Gets another ground ball. It's 5 for 5.
And here is the designated hitter, Jared Saltalamacchia. 24 home runs, and 23 of those have come from the left side.
Much more of a natural swing left-handed. Smooth.
First pitch up and away, a fastball. He fouls it right back. 1-1. Saltalamacchia from the right side with the 1 home run and a 196 average.
You wonder if these guys give it much thought, just for the sake of argument, on saying, you know what, I'm just going to become a left-handed hitter.
Well, here's the thing I always thought about catchers. Number one, they've got to keep track of a lot of things to begin with.
Right.
You know, if you're trying to help run a whole pitching staff, and then you need to know the opposing pitchers, and if you're a switch hitter, well, there are 2 of you. There's a right-handed guy and a left-handed guy. That's a lot to keep track of.
Especially over the course of a 6-month season, every day. You know, and then spring training, and you're working on your swing both ways, like you said, juggling a pitching staff. It's a lot to ask.
3-1, and there's ball 4. So the first base runner for Boston, a walk to Saltalamacchia.
Because here's the thing, of all of his right-handed at-bats, if you just said, forget right-handed, I'm going to go lefty-lefty, you got to figure he could do 195 and a home run. You know, if he flipped around. Now, it could be a comfort thing where, you know, a lot of guys, you know, Ben Zobrist, you know, the different switch hitters, they like to see the ball away from them. You know, I don't want that hand, you know, right-handed pitcher, right-handed hitting. Arm feels like it's right on top of me. I like to see it out away from me, so that comes into play a lot. But when the production's not there, you wonder.
Well, here's Ryan Lavarnway, who's doing the catching tonight. And he takes that off-speed pitch in there for a strike. Lavarnway, big power. It's a big cut and fouls it. 2 strikes the count. You know, a guy with his kind of power needs a chair about that size.
Need one of those for the weekend.
We've never been able to get those in the booth.
No. Well, you know why? Because by the 3rd or 4th, he'd be dozing off. We're trying to, you know, we sit on these metal stools. We're trying to keep us awake and interested.
A little tap or foul. So the count remains 0-2 to Ryan Lavarnway. 295 at Pawtucket in a little over 80 games. Drove in 43 runs and hit 8 home runs there. He made the All-Star team as the starting catcher in the International League. A ball, 2 strikes. Cobb beat the Red Sox back in May when he pitched against them at Fenway. Rays came away with a 7-4 victory in that game. He matched up against John Lester. Ground ball back to the hill. Sharply hit, and Cobb with the pickup. Flip to Pena. So the Red Sox leave a man. Again, 3 ground ball outs. Luke Scott will open the bottom of the 2nd for the Rays, and we are scoreless.
Season long, Tires Plus will donate $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports.
Scott Keppinger and Pena due against Cook. And the pitch is wide to Luke. Luke hitting .216. He has 13 home runs on the year. Chops it to the right side. Pedroia makes the play. So one away. And the Rays playing without Evan Longoria. His legs felt a little heavy was the term used by Joe Madden, and so Evan not in the lineup at third or as the DH. And Jeff Keppinger's in there at third base. Interesting because Keppinger over in the National League when Cook was with the Rockies faced him a lot. And Keppinger of all people 0 for 12 against Cook.
That's got to be a typo.
Pitch is a strike.
I don't believe you.
Well, let's see what he does here. And he takes that pitch for a strike, and he's quickly down 0-2.
Yeah, well, it's just going to be a sinker that doesn't quite get to its spot. He's just going to rifle it right back up the middle with the little bat flip. Watch and learn.
You know, it is interesting. I mean, here's a guy on the mound, high contact guy.
Yeah.
And a guy at the plate, high contact hitter.
Yeah.
And yet he's 0 for 12
right.
against this guy. Somehow, something that he made contact has got to have trickled through.
You would think.
1-2 now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So what we are witnessing right now is a statistical oddity. And will it hold up? That's the question we face. 2-2, a fly ball to center. He makes contact, but Ellsbury's there to catch it. And it continues. 2 gone.
You're going to have to give me a minute on this one.
Well, Carlos Pena takes a little time getting to the plate, so you have a moment to think about it.
A couple of moments.
Carlos with 17 home runs, 51 runs batted in to go with the 193 average. And the Red Sox have the shift on for him. 1 ball and no strikes. He's had a 2-out single from Zobrist in the first. Cook has retired the first 2 in the second. And a pop-up. Cook is making the call, and he's going to be run off by Siriaco, who makes the catch behind the mound. 1, 2, 3, go the Rays. We go into the third. Boston nothing and the Rays nothing.
text poll question brought to you by Autoway. How about they're back, too, and it's not even time to fill out ballots. Just 16 games remaining. How many games must the Rays win to reach postseason? TB1, 14 or more. TB2, 12 or 13. TB3, 10 or 11. Or TB4, sorry, too little, too late. Text your vote to 789-789. Standard message and data rates always apply.
Scott Pasednik, the veteran outfielder, playing left field for the Red Sox in this one, and he takes the pitch for a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. Those two guys who are back,
yeah.
I mean, if we ever run for anything,
yes,
they have to manage the campaign because, boy, they can stuff the ballot box.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, those are the guys you want. Absolutely. Campaign managers, both of them. Surefire winners. Two balls and a strike.
And definitely assigned to the precincts on the, outskirts of town.
Because we've already seen their work ethic.
Yeah.
I mean, they will get after it. Sednick out in front, that changeup, and the count is 2-2. You know, and it's nice that they're now in a situation where they can relax a little bit.
Well, this is the first game they've watched this year.
Yeah. 2-2. Tapper foul. But they've earned it. Sednick leading off. Iglesias next, and then Siriaco. And a pop fly. Short right. Matt Joyce is there. And he makes the catch. So 1 out. Here's Jose Iglesias. Two for 28 on the year. Red Sox recalled him from the minor leagues at the end of August. And he sends a high shot back into center. Upton, though, with a lot of territory, is there and makes the catch. So a couple of fly balls here in the third after the first 6 outs recorded were ground balls against Alex Cobb. Pedro Siriaco. Siriaco's a young infielder. He can play a little bit in the outfield as well, but he was a guy who was in camp with the Red Sox this spring that Valentine really liked.
You can see why.
Yep. He's played all over the place. Came into this game hitting 300. He takes a strike.
Well, even on the the first at bat of the game, he hit that ground ball down to Jeff Keppinger. Was hit pretty firm, and Jeff really had to rush the throw and put something on it to get him. Hustling up the line, he runs well, versatile. He's maintained that 300 average for quite a while now.
One ball and 1 strike drove in the winning run for the Boston club Saturday with a hit in the 9th inning. The 1-1 ground ball headed to Zobrist. His throw in time, and boy, he can get down the line.
Yeah.
He made that one close. 1, 2, 3. We got to the bottom of the third. No score.
In today's lineup, we caught up with Joe Madden before the game, and here is why.
He felt a little bit heavy-legged. Really, he's not hurt. Against this guy today, we had other options that I thought matched up well, so today was the best day to do that with. But still, definitely available to pinch hitter play later in the game.
Joe's hoping a little bit of rest will be able to carry Longoria for the final 15 games of the season, guys.
Well, Ryan Roberts takes the first pitch for a strike. This one is wide, and it's 1-1. Well, the Rays have attempted to be extremely cautious with Evan Longoria, and the fact that he didn't feel quite right tonight, and Madden did not include him in the starting lineup, I think underscores that point at how careful the Rays have been with Evan Longoria. Pitch is high, 2-2. Two balls, two strikes, and a line drive, and what a catch at shortstop by Iglesias, timing that leap and made a nice grab there on the line drive off the bat of Roberts.
And I thought that ball was maybe going to get on him a little bit too quick. You see as he go up, it's maybe a handcuff there. But boy, he did a nice job of backtracking a couple of steps. A little leap, nice catch.
Here's Jose Molina. And there's a strike. Ground ball back to the hill. Cook turns and flips to first. And Molina is the second out. Base is empty for the top of the order. Desmond Jennings. Desmond struck out his first time. And he breaks his bat this time. Ground ball to Siriaco at third. So a couple ground ball outs and a 1-2-3 inning for Cook. We head into the fourth. No score. Canfield, and it's time now for tonight's AT&T trivia question. Which American League team has played the most one-run games this season. Well, the Red Sox have played quite a few, and the Rays have played quite a few. Get our answer in the bottom half of the inning. Go Rays.
Well, you know that they're into you when they're playing with their hair.
Got to support the team.
Yep.
Jacoby Ellsbury. First pitch is a strike. Ellsbury out. Pitcher first in the first. One and one. Liner into center. Upton is there and makes the catch. Ellsbury is the first out in the fourth. That brings up Dustin Pedroia.
Well, let's take a look at the scouting report on Dustin Pedroia, brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of Florida, the heart of the Red Sox. We talked about the big trade, all of the guys that left this ball club, but Dustin just continues to plug away. In his last 36 games, he's hit .380. He's only been held hitless 4 times out of those 36 games, and very consistent. .295 batting average coming into play today, .304 career hitter.
So Pedroia takes a breaking ball down. 1 ball and no strikes. Sit on the ground to Zobrist. Then throws a strike to Pena. 2 up, 2 down. 5 pitches here in the fourth, 2 outs. And Cody Ross about to step in. Ball, no strikes. The White Sox beat Detroit earlier 5-4. The Tigers now 3 games back of the White Sox in the Central Division. 2-0, and boy, you think back to spring training when everyone thought the Tigers would absolutely run away with the Central Division.
At that ball club, you got Verlander still doing his thing. You got Miguel Cabrera that make a case for him for being the MVP. Prince Fielder, Austin Jackson, for having the kind of season that he's having, but yet there they are. Not a lot of production from other places. Defense has been an issue, maybe not in actual errors made, but coverage of ground.
Yeah, and the amazing thing about the White Sox and the Tigers race over there, the White Sox went into that game. They lost 9 out of their last 10 games against the Tigers. And they still can win today, and now they have a 3-game lead over Detroit. Hopper shallow left. Jennings there to make the catch. 1, 2, 3. Go the Red Sox. Bottom of the fourth coming up. No score.
Sitting down with Chris and Bart. These are the guys you got to know during the All-Star balloting campaign. Dwayne and BA very impressed with your aggressiveness with the campaigning, and they say they want you to be a campaign manager down the road. We'll have more on that in a second. But how'd you guys make out with that whole like punching the ballots in the contest, the Hancock Bank Club?
We won 3 pairs of tickets. We won the first set of times, and then we won twice after that. After that, we just got too much competition. I heard that there was a bar owner who brought him into a bar and had customers and stuff filling them out for him and was giving away free beers and stuff. So
you guys were like the team to beat.
Yeah, pretty much.
You were the team to beat, and you stepped it up. You were still able to get 3 free nights at the Hancock Bank Club, and it became competitive, right? You saw groups of ladies that had tons of ballots.
Yeah, there was some squickiness out near the last few home stands. We had to really put in the work to try and walk away. We quit near the last few homestands just because it got a little too competitive, actually.
They actually had to shut down their headquarters, guys, because it got too competitive. B.J. Upton hustling down the line, beating the throw by Pedro Siriaco. He's a leadoff base runner. So now, in the next campaign that's significant to the Rays, Cy Young voting. You got David Price, you got Fernando Rodney. There's other great contenders in the American League. Who would you put your vote behind?
Me personally, I'd go with Rodney. I think anytime a player can put up video game numbers in real life, hands down.
Bart?
David Price all day, every day. That he's got, 18 wins, I think, and like a 2.5 ERA. That guy deserves it.
All right, before we send it back, there's also a great deal here. Now, these guys have season tickets, but they're actually thinking of doing this. 3 games for $25, and you get a shirt that says 162 strong. You also get discounts for merchandise and concessions. And so there you go. That's if you don't have season tickets like these guys, although these guys are thinking of adding to that. 3 games, $25. And before we send it back to the boys upstairs, your father actually has a connection with the broadcast booth, right?
Yeah, Dwayne, I wanted to say that my dad actually went to college with you. He had a class with you at, I think, Southern Illinois back a long time ago. So
there you go. And his name is?
Bart Graham, Sr.
Graham Sr. There you go. A classmate of Dwayne's. Very persistent. Chris and Bart with all the votes. They ended up filling out about 50,000 All-Star ballots, guys. That was their guess. Back to you.
Yeah, I think I actually paid his dad to take a class for me there.
Yes.
Yeah.
The first academic scandal.
There you go.
The Saluki. You were a Saluki.
Well, they were. I spent most of my time at Edwardsville. They were the Cougars.
Uh-huh.
You like Cougars?
Yeah.
I know you do.
Who doesn't?
There's a pop-up foul that's headed near the stands. Going to be out of play. Let's see, where are we? We're in the bottom of the 4th.
This is hey, remember.
Yes.
We're not on the West Coast.
Oh, no. And
We're
it's
east.
early. It's
We're
still
east.
early in the evening, yes.
We can talk about that later.
Well, I'll tell you, Chris and Bart, proven winners. They do it fair and square. Impressed by what they do.
Yes, but listen to this. It's just a theory. We may have outed them. As much coverage as we gave them, it kind of, we promoted them, and then people said, listen, if we want to win, look what these guys are doing. We have to one-up them, and so we may have kept them from winning more.
Well, I think
by virtue of our camera shots of them and, talking about them, we just...
I think we could get them a lot of business to run campaigns.
Well, there's no question. They're going to have to branch off. I mean, the All-Star ballot thing, we get it. It was cute. They won a few times. It's over.
Yeah. I mean, I want those guys on my side.
Yeah.
No question about that.
Yeah. With
Especially,
the hats.
and with the Southern
With the
Illinois
hats.
connection. I mean, they know how to get things done.
Easy.
All right, 2-1 to count here. There is a ball game going on, and B.J. Upton has an infield hit. He's at first. And is back in. Rays had a base hit from Zobrist in the first, and now this infield single by B.J. in the 4th. The only 2 hits in this game total. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. And a chopper down to first. That's a foul ball. Love there by Loney. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. DJ held on by Loney. The other thing about Cook is he is not easy to run against.
No.
His history when he was pitching, when he was healthy and pitching well for the Rockies, I mean, he did a great job of holding the running game down. Ground ball right side. Pedroia will take it to second out there, and nobody back at first base. Cook got over there to cover, but no chance to even make a play. And so Zobrist reaches on a fielder's choice. So with a runner at first and 1 out, let's get the answer to our AT&T trivia question. Which American League team has played the most one-run games this year? And the answer, the Seattle Mariners, 48 one-run games. Well, the Rays coming in are 20 and 26, so they've played 46 one-run games.
Those 26 losses lead the American League, and you remember they started off the season in one-run games 12 and 4. It has gone downhill since then, and that is what really has hurt this ball club, because the pitching has been there, the timely hitting, as a general rule, has not.
You know, here's the other thing. We're talking about the Tigers and the White Sox earlier, and a low throws over his back end. The Tigers, with all that firepower now, look at the Tigers, 43 one-run games, and they have lost their last 10 one-run games. So they're 17 and 26. They've lost 10 one-run games in a row now with their firepower.
And how about and underachieved? This is like a team, like you said, they're 3 back now of the White Sox, the upstart White Sox. I mean, this was a team that they were declared just absolutely dead in the offseason. Going to rebuild, going to start it over. Couple of years, try to put something together, and the players are like, yeah, no, we'll go ahead and play this year, see how we do. And they've been absolutely fantastic, but you know, there's just such a small margin for error. This is the major leagues, and you have to play every single night. There's a play or two a night that's going to swing the game one way or the other. Got to have it locked in mentally as well as physically.
1 strike the count to Matt Joyce. And now he's down in the count, 0-2.
Oh, and that sinker right there, that's one of those pitches that if you're Matt Joyce, you almost do take that, because if you swing at that pitch, that's going to be an ending double play.
Oh, 2 the count. And there is a ground ball to short to Pedroia and over to Loney. 6-4-3. So they get the double play to retire the side, and we head into the 5th scoreless. Rays and the Red Sox. Time for the Just for Men Keep Your Edge spotlight. Let's take a look at the Red Sox. You go back to the 3rd of September a year ago. The Red Sox are 84 and 54. Since then, they've gone 72 and 99. Just as the Red Sox hope to regain their edge next season, you can keep your edge with Just for Men mustache and beard. Got an edge? Keep it.
Wow.
Yeah. So Bobby Valentine wanted to get a little info on his college basketball coming up this year.
Dwayne, are we the only ones that care about this ball game tonight?
There is an interesting vibe, I'm telling you that.
This
Here's Loney and a line drive caught by Zobrist. One pitch, one out here in the 5th.
Well, Ben cares.
Yes, he does.
Runs it down, dirt on the uni. Yeah, there is an interesting vibe. Loney trying to go the other way, doesn't quite scald that ball, and Zobrist able to track it down.
Jared Saltalamacchia. You think the Rays have found a shortstop for the foreseeable future in Zobrist?
Well, I certainly, and here, this is a pennant race. This is a pennant race, and he's been out there every single day.
Absolutely.
So I think that answers your question. Now, whether or not something happens and he doesn't play there next year, that's always a possibility, because he can play a lot of different places and be valuable. However,
but to know that he can do what he's done,
right. That's right. That's outstanding.
He's proven that he can do this in the Rays.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. And when you look at his numbers, he's the best offensive player on this team.
It's been
I mean, Evan Longoria, has been injured, but given the injury, I mean, he's been very good.
From what they've run out there this year, position player MVP without question.
Yeah, I absolutely think that's true.
Because and to think where he was in June at 199. 199. It's hard to believe that was even possible.
I mean, he's made that. He made the switch all the way right field, second base, back and forth, back and forth.
Sometimes from one game to the next.
Yeah, and over to shortstop. And his offense has even been better at shortstop. Which is foul out of play, so the count is full.
And we've seen him. We've seen him make the play where he's got to charge and throw on the run. We've seen him taking feeds at short.
Oh, he dropped it. Wait a minute. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's
our buddies there, Chris and Bart. Oh.
Here we go. Oh.
A little bit out of their range.
Well, you got a hit on it.
Saltalamacchia is out on strikes on the change out in front.
I think they're doing a little stress test on his hand.
Make sure he's okay?
Yeah. He's like, look.
Well, that's that ballot sorting hand.
Yeah. Well, that's what they're not really worried about the injury. They just want those ballots filled out next year.
Yeah. Is he personable young man?
Yep.
Hardworking, personable.
I don't want to keep those feet off the furniture, but it's just one thing.
We're not in a museum here. Let's strike the count to LeVar. A little foul ball, and the count is 0-2. How about that? I mean, it's a 0 again right there.
Land ho.
Started with a 3-hour tour.
Now look at that beard. Out there a while.
Up the right side down toward the corner. That's going to slice foul. And out of play. And how about that? Great play out there in right field, down in the corner. High fives all around. Vibe continues. 2 strikes to the count to LaVarnway. And a cut and a miss. 1, 2, 3. 2 strikeouts in the inning. We'll head into the bottom of the 5th. No score.
In St. Petersburg, tonight's game is available in Espanol via SAP, brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of FLA.
Here's Luke Scott to lead it off. And a base hit right back through the middle off a fastball. So the Rays put the leadoff man on here in the 5th inning. Only 3 hits in this game, and the Rays have all of them as we play here in the bottom of the 5th.
No, and right now, you know, Aaron Cook has been pretty good with that sinker tonight. So this has got to be the approach up the middle. You know, he's going to force you to hit the ball on the ground when he's down in the zone like that. So if you're going to try to pull that, you're going to keep rolling over it. Luke Scott, nice approach, shoots the middle, leadoff man aboard.
And here's Jeff Keppinger still looking for his first career hit against Aaron Cook. Percentages have to start falling in his favor sooner or later. There goes Scott, and the pitch is lined into left, but right at Pasendik, who makes the catch.
Really? I mean, he got down and into that base. I mean, really? Yeah. You know what? But that's what happens.
Yeah.
0 for 13, a hitter, Jeff Keppinger, a good hitter.
Yeah.
And you sculled one like that, and it's right at it.
The statistical anomaly continues.
Yes.
Now at 0 for 14, 0 for 2 tonight. Rays had Scott breaking on the first pitch. Now Carlos Pena. Carlos popped out to the third baseman Siriaco his first time. And he pops it foul back at third. Siriaco's giving it a good effort, but he will not catch up to that one, not high enough. 1 strike the count. LaVarnway out to talk with the 33-year-old veteran right-hander. Alex Cobb and Aaron Cook hooked up in the first game of the series. Rays got a base hit from Zobrist with 2 outs in the first. Got a leadoff single from Upton in the 4th. Double play erased him, and now Scott with the leadoff single in the 5th. He's at first with one out. A strike to count to Pena. Red Sox continue to employ the shift with Pena at the plate. Scott back in at first. Red Sox have had only one base runner. That was a 2-out walk drawn by Saltalamacchia back in the second inning. Cobb has faced only one man over the minimum through the front 5. Oh, 1 to count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cobb had made 68 pitches through 5, and Cook, coming in to the 5th through 4, had made only 46 pitches. Only at 50 right now. One and one. There goes the runner, and a base hit into right center. Scott heads to third. Ross returns the ball to Pedroia, and it's first and third as Pena singles. First and third, and just one out.
See Pedroia playing more of a traditional second base right there. Doesn't give him a lot of room to move on that ball. It was hard hit. Rays with their first real opportunity here. One out, first and third.
Now Ryan Roberts. Roberts line to the shortstop in the third. This pitch is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Cook put a little cut on that pitch. Luke Scott, third base. This is the first time either club has put a man in scoring position. There goes Pena. The pitch is bunted, first base side. Down the line comes Scott, and he is safe at the plate. Scott scores to give the Rays a 1-0 lead. Pena was on the move, and with men at first and third, Roberts put down the bunt, and the Rays have a run.
Well, how about Roberts getting that bunt down? This ball either bunts it or just about hits him. He gets it up that first base side. Actually, Loney here had a play. This ball coming way in. Loney comes in, fires it right there. That's a bang play. Perfect throw. They could have made it. Yeah, that ball got there in time, but it was low. It bounced. That allowed Scott to slide in.
Well, the way this game is stacking up right now, that would be a very big run. Let's take another look here at Roberts.
This ball just tracking in on him. I mean, that ball doesn't get the bat. It gets his right arm. Boy, he does a nice job. You see, he didn't jab at it. Let that ball come right to the bat. That's the way you get it done.
Now here's Molina bouncing the first pitch foul. That's a strike. So Roberts will get the run batted in, putting the bunt down. Scott went first to third on the Pena single. Turn, nothing doing, back at second base, but Pena back in there just in case. Pena heads for third. The throw is going to be there waiting for him, and he is out. Siriaco dug it out and put the tag on him, and Roberts trails into second.
Yeah, how about the glove work by Siriaco? The throw from Lavarnway, not a good one at all, but Siriaco moving over to third base is able to scoop and tag. That was an impressive play here. See Pena off and running. They got plenty of time to get him. Hear that, watch it right into the glove, and then right there get the tag down right on the bottom of the foot.
So Pena caught stealing for the third time this year. Up and in with a pitch to Molina. Fastball up there. It's 2-1. Rays with a run, 4 hits. Pitch is in. Scott has scored. Rays got the runner home on the bunt, the sacrifice and fielder's choice, and the Rays have the only run of the game. Molina will now go to 3-2, fouling it away. Rays trying to get even with Boston here at the Trop this year. 2-3 against them, 5-7 overall. And there's ball 4. Molina draws a walk on the 3-2 pitch. We'll go back around to the top of the order. Desmond Jennings. Randy Neiman, the pitching coach, heads to the mound. A call goes out to the bullpen to get some action up down there. So the Rays put up a threat after they've scored a run already. Well, Desmond Jennings is due up, and you can start your weekend off right. Catch the Rays when they take on the Blue Jays Friday, the 21st of September, when the first 10,000 fans receive a Desmond Jennings t-shirt, courtesy of the Tampa Bay Times, as part of Friday Fest, presented by Captain Morgan. Visit RaysBaseball.com. It's Rich Hill up in the bullpen. So Roberts at second, Molina at first, and here's Jennings. First pitch is too high. An opening curveball there. Rays trying to add to their 1-0 lead. Desmond fouls it. Cook has lost 5 consecutive decisions. 0-5 over his last 6 starts. That started on August the 15th with a loss to the Orioles in Baltimore. Lost to the Angels, the A's, Seattle, and the Yankees. Had a no decision against Kansas City in that mix. And a chopper to short. Iglesias will take it to second to Pedroia for the force to retire the side. Rays get a run. We're through 5, and the Rays lead 1-0. 1-2-3 first on 3 ground balls. Struck out a couple. The only base runner he's given up was a 2-out walk to Saltalamacchia. So he's made 68 pitches through 5, and the Rays have the only run. That came when Brian Roberts put down the bunt to get Luke Scott home from third in the bottom of the 5th. So we got to the 6th. It's 1-0. Alex Cobb has faced just the one man over the minimum when he walked Saltalamacchia with 2 outs in the 2nd inning. Since then, he's retired 10 in a row, and he'll face Scott Posednik here in the 6th inning. Posednik, Iglesias, and then Siriaco. So this game has moved right along with both these pitchers throwing a lot of strikes. And here's Posednik. There's a first pitch strike. Posednik hit a fly ball to right, caught by Matt Joyce in the 3rd. It's 1-1. Alex coming off a 4 2/3 stint against the Orioles in Baltimore. He had a no decision in that game. The Orioles eventually won it 3-2. He gave up 2 runs in the 4 2/3. Posednik fouls it back, and the count is 1-2.
Well, he's right on track for a good outing. You look at his last 5 starts. You go back to the 5th start at the Angels, where he gave up the 8 earned runs in 2 2/3, and then threw the shutout here against Oakland. At Texas, didn't last, didn't get out of the 5th inning. No decision in that game. Then back here, 2 earned in 7 innings against the Yankees.
And he strikes out Posednik for the first out. That's 3 consecutive strikeouts. Up until the 5th, he had no strikeouts at all, but he got Saltalamacchia and Lavarnway, and now Posednik here in the 6th.
Now the finish on the split. Tell you what, Alex has had it working tonight. A lot of ground balls, getting ahead of hitters, advantageous counts early in the count outs.
Jose Iglesias, and he hits him. A fastball, and Iglesias becomes only the 2nd batter to reach base here for the Red Sox tonight. A walk to Saltalamacchia, and now Iglesias hit by a pitch.
Really the first mistake that he's made. The 9-hole hitter trying to throw the sinker, and that ball just leaked on him. Did not get the good finish and just took off. Gets Iglesias right in the back.
So 1 on, 1 out. He's only had to work from the stretch 1 time when he got Lavarnway on a comebacker. So now for the 2nd time tonight, Alex goes into the stretch. Siriaco hit the ball on the ground to 3rd and to short, and has made it a contest to get him at first with his speed. Pitch is upstairs. First pitch curveball. A run, 4 hits for the Rays. Zeros across the board for the Red Sox. Bounce foul. 1-1. Check with the runner, and a move to first. A throw right on top of Iglesias, and Pena came up with it.
Well, everything is going to loom large here in a 1-run game, and this throw, I mean, right on top. Caught that ball while tagging Iglesias right on the backside.
bouncer foul back again. 1-2. Siriaco came into the game at even 300. And he's been about the same against lefties and righties coming into this contest. 298 against right-handers, 306 against left-handers. Runner goes, and the pitch hit on the ground is short. Grabbed by Zobrist. The throw to first in time. Iglesias on the move prevented a play at second. He advances. Siriaco's out for the third time tonight. 2 outs here in the 6th.
Boston trying to get something going here, putting a runner in motion. Siriaco hits this ground ball right basically to where Ben Zobrist was headed. He's able to make the play, but it does get a runner out in scoring position here with 2 outs.
First time the Red Sox have had a man as far as second. Saltalamacchia walked with 2 outs in the 2nd, and then was stranded at first. Iglesias hit by a pitch here in the 6th inning. Has moved into second on the ground ball. He's there with 2 outs, and Jacoby Ellsbury steps in. Ellsbury has gone out pitcher first and has lined to Upton in center field. And a cut the miss on the change. Strike 1. Take a look at this pitch.
You see where Ellsbury, that front side leaking, pulls off of that pitch.
And now the runner's going to try to go to third. Molina recovers. Throws not going to be in time. Well, that breaking pitch in the dirt. Iglesias advances to third. It'll be a wild pitch, and Molina tried to recover in time and made a play of it.
Yeah, he did. That ball bounded away just a little bit, but he hopped up after it. You see it right here. Good view. Squirts to the left. Good anticipation there by Iglesias, but you got to remind yourself, if you're Alex Cobb, that means nothing. I get the hitter out right here, and it really doesn't matter.
Pitch is low. Bounding away from Molina, but not far enough to give Iglesias any ideas. That was the off-speed pitch, a change.
Yeah, not an easy block.
A 1-0 game.
Testing your catcher right there.
Iglesias hit by a pitch. He's now at third. And ball 3 is high. 3-1. Ellsbury has been swinging a good bat as of late. The 3-1 pitch, and he sends a fly ball to deep right. Joyce back, and that ball is gone. Well, they got a 3-1 pitch, and Ellsbury hits it out. His 4th home run of the year. That's the first Boston hit of the night, and Boston takes a 2-1 lead. A hit batter and a home run by Ellsbury, a 2-out home run here in the 6th.
Now, Alex Cobb has not put himself into too many bad counts, but here he was, 3-1, and right there, middle half, you saw Ellsbury on the first swing of the at-bat, the first strike, how he pulled off this one right in the wheelhouse.
Well, Pedroia takes a breaking ball outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, Ellsbury hit the home run. 2-0. We'll take another look at that 3-1 pitch.
Middle in. And I don't understand when you have as good a sinker as Alex Cobb, why you're trying to come in a 3-1 count to a guy who's already shown you that he is cheating and pulling off the ball. You're just asking for trouble. Not a lot of margins for error in there. The sinker, it's not as effective as if you're coming in on a righty. You come in on a righty with that sinker, you try to dip that ball beneath the bat, get him to pound it right into the ground. That's one thing. But coming in on a lefty, in a 3-1 count. Not that it's always bad, but in a 3-1 count, trying to come in there for a strike, I don't like the thinking behind that pitch.
Well, they gave him what essentially was a fastball right into his power zone.
Yeah, throw that sinker down and away. Make him reach for it. If he grounds one through the left side, okay, so be it. But take your chances with it. Guys have been pounding that into the ground all year long for you.
10th home run given up by Cobb this year. 2-1 to Pedroia. Fouls it back. 2-2.
I mean, you go out and ask a hitter their favorite count, and it's going to be 2-0 or 3-1.
Yep.
And that's where they're looking to turn and burn.
Two. Outside and low. So the count is full. And ball 4. Pedroia walks following the home run. And that'll put Cobb back in the stretch to face Cody Ross. And that has made a difference this year. Men on and nobody on.
Well, coming into play, 247 with nobody on. With runners on, it goes up to 310. Runners in scoring position, 306. And I think that he alluded to that a little bit early on, talking about he tends to rush. He was talking about early in the game, but with runners on, he has that tendency.
There goes the runner. The pitch is high. The throw is not in time, and Pedroia aggressively steals second base.
And that's why he has a tendency to rush, because teams have taken advantage of him with the running game. And watch this jump by Pedroia. This is like a moving lead like in second base. I mean, that just cannot happen. It's bad enough when that happens out at second base. It should never happen at first base.
Well, as active as Pedroia was with that lead, he's asking for some kind of reaction over there and got none.
Begging for it. You've got to lock that guy down and stop him. That tells me that Alex Cobb, when he's looking over his shoulder, he's not seeing that runner. Because if you could see him, you'd put an end to that right now.
Pedroia stealing his way into scoring position. Ross working on an 0 for 2 night. Fouls it back. Well, the hit batter and the home run, and Boston has taken a 2-1 lead. They have 2 runs, just 1 hit. That hit the Ellsbury home run. Is low and rolls behind Molina, and over to third base goes Pedroia in standing up. Well, that ball trickling past Molina. That's a wild pitch. Take a look at that.
Yeah, a little split right there, and Jose does not get the glove down in time, and it's able to squeeze underneath it. As he goes down, that ball gets between the glove and the dirt. That allows Pedroia to move up to third.
Yeah, that pitch down, but you got to stop that, and they're going to change it. It's going to be a pass ball. swings and misses. He's out of there on strikes. So the home run, the difference right now. 2-run shot by Jacoby Ellsbury. We move into the home half of the sixth. It's 2-1 Boston. That as the Rays headed back into the dugout, there was a little disagreement between Alex Cobb and Jose Molina. It's settled in now. B.J. Upton takes the first pitch. That's a ball outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Everything calm in there now, but they did have a little bit of a flare up.
Yeah, very frustrated dugout, very frustrated pitcher. And Alex Cobb not happy at all.
Pitch is wide to B.J. Upton. 2-1. The Rays give up a 1-0 lead. Boston with a couple runs on the home run. There's a base hit into left for Upton. So B.J. has his second hit, and an infield hit in the fourth, and a solid line drive single against Cook here to open the home half of the sixth.
Well, this is where the Rays have to make their move. This is now the third time they've seen Cook. Obviously, Bobby Valentine's going to be quick to head to that bullpen. You got Ben Zobrist, who had a nice base hit his first time up.
And it's the third straight inning they put the leadoff man on. So here's Ben Zobrist. BJ's back in at first.
Ben will be looking to try to get a sinker that does not sink, something that's elevated. He can get into the air, get into the outfield. Cook, of course, wants him to roll something over.
Ben takes a strike over the inside part of the plate. Action. It's Hill. Hill, the left-hander, he was up last inning. And Mortensen is the right-hander. Step back by Cook. Again to BJ. BJ back in. BJ with 30 steals on the year, and Cook keeping an eye on him as we reference earlier, Cook can be difficult to run on. Ground ball right side, gloved by Loney. Down to Iglesias, one back to first.
Wow.
They get the 3-6-3 double play with Cook covering first base, started by Loney.
That was a tremendous turn by the Boston Red Sox defense. First of all, the pitch by Cook, getting Ben Zobrist to smother this ball. You see how he has to pull the hands in right to Loney, feels it, throws it on the run, and then the throwback. Very, very close play there at first base, but gets the call.
Yeah, that was not an easy play for Cook either.
No.
On the 3-6-1 double play. And a nice pickup by Loney that started. So good all around by the Boston defense. So the bases are now empty. And here's Matt Joyce. Pitch is down. Take a look at Cook reaching and then finding the bag with that right foot, reaching to his left.
Yeah, the toe right on that front corner just in time. Very difficult.
Hot shot foul outside of first by Matt Joyce. A 1-1 count. Upstairs, breaking pitch, and now it's 2-1. And again, a foul ball to square the count. Cook just a little over 70 pitches here, 2 outs into the 6th. Alex Cobb over 90 pitches, and he's had a couple of innings over 20 in the pitch department. Two down around his feet. Curveball, and the count is full. It's only the third 3-ball count Cook has had tonight. He went 3-1 with Zobrist in the first. Had a 3-2 count on Molina in the 5th, and 3-2 here to Joyce in the 6th. And again, right up that first base side, foul. Boston with 2 runs, 1 hit. The Rays have 1 run, 5 hits. And a ground ball to short. Iglesias picks it up, and the throw to first in time. Rays get the leadoff man on, but a double play erases that hope. 2-1 Boston through 6. Bell Southern Ford Dealers. And by Subway Restaurants. Play hard, eat fresh. Well, the Rays battery back out there. Cobb and Molina after a little flare up in the dugout. So we move into the 7th. Loney, Saltalamacchia, and Lavarnway due up for Boston. And the Rays start to loosen the right-hander Badenhop and the left-hander Howell up the right field line.
Well, the key here is that Alex Cobb and Jose Molina go back to working together. That's the only way that this is going to work out for the Rays. Obviously, a little bit of a dust-up. That happens from time to time. Obviously caught by the cameras, but you got to go back to working in unison.
Breaking ball, the first pitch, strike to Loney. 0-1. One ball, one strike. Change up down. Yeah, you got to put that behind you right away and get back in sync. That's where a little discipline comes in. Ground ball by the mound up the middle and into short, past the short center, diving Roberts, and he came up a little short for it. So Loney has himself a base hit. It's the second hit picked up by Boston.
Loney had a lot of room to work with there up the middle. Able to squeeze it in. See this sinker able to stay inside of it, get it outside of the dive of Ryan Roberts. Everything that he could to try to knock that ball down.
Jared Saltalamacchia. Pitch is low. One ball, no strikes. Cobb misses up, so he's behind 2-0. Uzawa, the right-hander, and Hill, the lefty, stays up in the bullpen. That's foul out of play. 2-1 the count. Rays scored a run in the 5th. Boston 2 in the 6th inning. Saltalamacchia takes strike 2. Rays have been out hit 5-2. Red Sox, for the first time tonight, have the leadoff man on. Loney single into center. And ball 3 down and in. So the count is full. It's up to 100 pitches now. Barnway on deck. Three-2. Saltalamacchia walks, and the first 2 men are on. That pushes Loney up to second and brings Joe Madden out of the Rays dugout. So a base hit and a walk given up by Cobb here to open the 7th inning. And Madden will make a call to the bullpen. That's going to be it for Cobb. 6 innings plus 2 hitters. Gives up 2 hits tonight, 2 runs, and departs. We'll be back in a moment. gone after 6 innings plus a couple hitters here. And he was very good tonight. He ran into a little trouble in the 6th inning.
Well, yeah, until then, the first 5 1/3, Alex Cobb was, I mean, really hardly any mistakes at all. All came apart. He hit Iglesias with that fastball that ran in, got him between the shoulder blades. And then 2 outs, that 3-1 fastball to Ellsbury. But Alex Cobb had it working early, a lot of ground balls. Pitching ahead.
Bert Badenhop is the new pitcher. Well, Cobb went back to the hill here in the 7th. Loney singled and Saltalamacchia walked. Now Badenhop. First pitch is a strike to Lavarnway.
Well, this is a perfect situation for Bert Badenhop. Not that you want to come in with runners aboard, but he another big ground ball guy. You got an opportunity here with the power swing of Lavarnway. If you execute your pitches, you got a chance to get a 2-for-1 here.
And a foul ball. That takes the count to 0-2. Burke wants a new baseball from Tim McClellan. McClellan, the new supply right there. It's Loney at second. Badenhop inheriting these 2 runners. And that sinker. He gets the call here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Burke pitched 2/3 of an inning yesterday in New York. Scott Pasetnik is on deck. And just a bit wide right there. 2-2. To pick up the outside part of the plate. Ground ball headed to short. Bobbled by Zobrist. Everybody's going to be safe. Zobrist moving to his left. On the move, tried to pick it up and could not find a handle. That's going to be an error, and the bases are going to be loaded.
You know, you wonder in that situation if Ben starts to get excited knowing I'm moving towards the bag and I come up with this ball, and you start thinking about completing the double play before you secure the ground ball. Right here in great position to get a double play here. That ball right off the heel. Boy, you see this is set up perfectly and just off the heel of the glove.
So the bases are loaded now with nobody out here in the 7th inning, and Joe Madden comes out to make another change. He wants the lefty.
Rays find themselves in trouble. Bases loaded, nobody out, trailing 2-1. Place your reservations for 2013 season tickets. Establish seniority today and be in line for priority upgrades and exclusive benefits, including the opportunity to purchase 2012 postseason ticket packages. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com.
Well, the bases are loaded, and J.P. Howell gets the call. Scott Pasednik was due, and by the way, he was 3 of 7 lifetime against J.P., but he's lifted in favor of the strong right-handed hitter Mauro Gomez. He's 0 for 1 in his career against J.P. Howell. And J.P. misses with the first pitch. Fastball. 1 ball, no strikes. Gomez drove in the game-winning runs in their series with Toronto on Friday night. Chases that one out in front of a changeup, reaching for it. The count is 1-1.
Well, if you can get a hitter to swing this undisciplined, try to take advantage of that. A 1-0 changeup was missed by plenty.
Brandon Gomes throwing in the Rays bullpen. And a cut and a miss again. Ball rolling to the left of Molina, and JP down off the mound just in case.
Oh, that was a good curveball there by JP. Breaking this down and in on Gomez, and you see that ball off the glove. I mean, that's a ball that should have been caught in the air.
One ball, 2 strikes. Molina blocks this one. Another curveball.
Yeah, that ball plenty out in front of Molina, and a nice job of getting his body around that baseball and smothering it, keeping it right in front.
Nobody out here. Single, a walk, and an error, and the bases are loaded. 2-2 pitch. A foul ball, just a little piece of it. And we're still at 2-2.
You know, that was not a very good curveball by J.P. Howell compared to his other off-speed pitches that he's thrown in this at-bat, and Gomez barely got a piece of this. Do not need to throw this guy a fastball. This ball hangs up enough and still barely makes contact. He's able to bury that curveball again, and he'll strike him out. Could go back to the changeup too.
JP with another 2-2 pitch. And a line drive, base hit over Keppinger. He threw him a fastball. Loney scores. Saltalamacchia is going to score. And now it's 4-1.
That was the only pitch that Gomez was going to be able to handle. You saw the swings on the curveball, not good. You saw him chase the changeup. The only thing that he was going to hit was the fastball. He never got off of it. He gets one here, and look at the swing. Right on time. Got over Keppinger's head too quickly.
So 2-run score. The Red Sox open a 3-run lead. It's 4-1 now. So Gomez delivers the RBI single, and he will leave in favor of Daniel Nava. Nava pinch runs at first.
I think that's one of those instances where as a pitcher you outthink yourself. You're like, I can't throw him that many off-speed pitches in a row. Well, yes, you could have.
Iglesias, and he puts a bunt right back over the screen and into the stands. Strike one. Loney and Saltalamacchia have scored. Barnway, who reached on the error, is at second. Nava, the pinch runner, at first. So the 2 runs in this inning, charged to Alex Cobb. And the bunt, third base side. Keppinger with a pickup, fires to first, to Roberts covering. So LaVarnway goes to third. Nava up to second base. So the sacrifice records the first out of the inning. One away for the top of the order, Pedro Siriaco. And with 2 men in scoring position and the Rays already down 4-1, the infield will have to come up. They're going to walk him intentionally with first base open, with Ellsbury and his left-handed bat due next. So the Rays, with the intentional walk, will play for the double play ball. So the bases are loaded. One out, and Ellsbury, who homered in the 6th inning on a 3-1 fastball. And he's 5 of 13 lifetime against J.P. Howell. So the Rays walk Siriaco and hoping that they can get a double play ball. And the pitch is a strike. Here's a look at that 3-1 pitch, the fastball and the home run. Rays have been hurt on a couple of fastballs. That one in the 6th. Fastball that Gomez singled to left and drove in 2 runs with here in this inning. In front of Ellsbury. Four runs, 3 hits for Boston. It's away. Molina reaching to get his bid on it, breaking ball and keeping it out in front of him.
JP with the breaking ball down and away, and Jose gets out there and around that baseball. JP got it out there trying to go for that outside corner, and if you're going to miss, you're going to miss off the plate away. As a catcher, you have to anticipate that, and Jose keeps it in front.
Another 1-2. Ground ball foul as he pulls it down the first base side toward the bullpen. JP also in the game yesterday in New York, working 2/3 of an inning and surrendering 1 hit. He's away with a fastball off the plate, 2-2.
Now you come back right with that breaking ball. JP trying to spot that fastball perfectly on the outside corner. Try to throw that breaking ball right off of it here. Got to make a pitch, 2-2.
A soft liner into left, going to fall for a base hit. 1 run will score. LaVarnway crossing the plate. That makes it 5-1. Well, he didn't hit it hard and dropped it in front of Jennings.
Well, the breaking ball by JP there just hung up and out over the plate. Trying to throw this down and away. Look where it ends up. Well, it just hangs.
So Ellsbury drives in another run. The Rays will make another pitching change. We'll be back in a moment. The pitcher is Brandon Gomes, making his 12th appearance for the Rays, and he worked an inning and a third yesterday in New York. On to face Pedroia. His first pitch is a strike. Still just 1 out in the inning. Pedroia with the bases loaded. And it's 1-1. Nava's the runner at third. Suriaco at second and Ellsbury at first. It's fouled out of play. It's 1-2.
Well, 1-2 count here. Brandon Gomes going to try to look to put Pedroia away, obviously. You know, he creates that. Brandon's got that low 3/4 arm angle. Can be tough on right-handed hitters. Pedroia, tremendous amount of plate coverage for a little guy. A lot of power for a little guy. Got a chance to get him off balance here. 1-2.
And he pops him up. Zobrist backing out for this one on the infield pop. He takes care of that. So 2 away.
And that's exactly what he did. He got him out in front. Timing just a little bit off, and on a pitch that Pedroia would like to have another swing at. Popped it up.
So with the bases loaded and 2 outs, Cody Ross steps in. Ross is grounded out. Going to fly ball to left in the 4th, struck out in the 6th. And the pitch is a strike. Line drive caught by Zobrist, and that retires the side. 9 men come to the plate. Middle of the 7th, 5-1 Boston. We're in the middle of the 7th inning. Home half of the frame coming up. 5-1 Boston on top. Rays got that run in the 5th inning. Given in by Ryan Roberts on what turned out to be a sacrifice bunt. Daniel Nava's now in the game in left. And Rich Hill is the new pitcher. Hill, the lefty, and Chris Jimenez pinch hits here against him to open the Rays half of the inning. Scott lifted. He had gone 1 for 2 and had scored the run for the Rays. There's Nava in left. Jimenez takes that pitch for a strike, a curveball.
Yeah, not an easy pitch. I mean, obviously pinch hitting Jimenez to get a righty on this tough lefty Hill. But you can see he can sweep that breaking ball and cover a lot of ground with it. He starts out almost drifting towards first base. A lot of cross body action, low arm angle.
And the fastball is fouled back. Cesar Ramos loosening in the bullpen for the Rays up the right side. Pitch is down. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Six innings for Cook. He made 75 pitches. Gave up a run, 5 hits. Turns it over to Hill. And the breaking ball. Jimenez out on strikes.
Oh, it's such a tough pitch to handle. You can imagine for the lefties, looks like it's starting out behind you, but even the righties, that sweeping action where he starts this pitch and look where it ends up. My goodness. You can even see in the swing there of Jimenez trying to make the adjustment on the fly.
Jeff Keppinger. And the pitch is a strike. Well, Hill has spent a lot of time on the disabled list. He had Tommy John surgery at one point and just recently came off the disabled list at the beginning of this month. Fly ball the other way, and Ross is there and takes care of it. 2 gone. 2 outs. And now, as Ramos loosens in the bullpen, Sean Rodriguez, who just got the clearance to swing the bat today, will pinch hit for Pena. So with the bases empty and 2 outs and Sean Rodriguez coming to the plate, a quick move to Todd.
Dwayne, he did get checked out by the specialist today, and they said you're okay to swing the bat. Took soft toss and hit off a tee, but no live BP to this point for Sean Rodriguez.
Well, he takes that breaking ball in there for a strike call, so cleared the hit and right up there against that curveball. One ball, 1 strike. The 1-1. It's foul right back over the screen. 1-2. Now the pitch, swing and a miss. Rodriguez out on strikes. 1, 2, 3 go the Rays. On to the 8th, 5-1 Boston.
Right off a player's back and other great prizes at all Rays home games until October 3rd during the annual Shirts Off Our Backs fundraiser. Proceeds will benefit the Rays Baseball Foundation and Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association Educational Foundation. For more details, visit raysbaseball.com/community.
Cesar Ramos will be the new pitcher, the 5th of the night for the Rays. They also have changes on the infield with Sean Rodriguez at third and Keppinger going across the diamond from third base to first base with Pena lifted for the pinch hitter. James Loney will lead it off here against Cesar Ramos. The pitch is inside. So Gomes finished the 7th, and now the Rays go to the lefty. Cesar Ramos pitched 2/3 of an inning yesterday in New York. Picked up a strikeout, gave up 1 walk. One and one. And a soft liner out of the reach of Zobrist into left. Off the bat of Loney, who's on base for the 2nd time. His base hit in the 7th inning started that 3-run frame.
Now this pitch was up in the zone, and Loney jumps up after it. Did not hit it hard. He gets just enough of it for the Red Sox to get another leadoff man aboard.
And here is Jared Saltalamacchia. A couple of walks on the night and a run scored, officially 0 for 1. And we'll see him hit from the right side now. Ramos throws him a strike on the corner. Started him with fastball out there. Cut and a miss. Fastball, and the count is 0-2. Ramos on 0-2. That's fouled into the seats. And so the count holds at 0-2. Ramos delivers, and it's down a bit. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a swing and a foul tip strikeout. That takes care of Saltalamacchia. First out here in the 8th inning. Let's check in with Laura right now. Laura?
Well, Dwayne, want to remind everyone to stay tuned for our Rays Live post-game show immediately following this broadcast. And of course, Todd and Orestes will anchor the coverage, and then we'll hear from Dwayne and BA, which we always love. I'll be working the clubhouse, trying to get some interviews and get Joe Maddon's thoughts on this one. Dwayne, can't wait to hear what you have to say.
Very good. We'll stay tuned. In fact, we'll even participate.
I'm going to hang around.
All right.
I want to see what you have to say, too. I wonder if I can follow it up.
Here's LeVarn Way, and he takes the pitch in there for a strike around the knees.
See, that's what's always nice about my job is you set everything up, and then I fill with nonsense in the middle, and then you close it out so smoothly.
No, and I love waiting to hear what you have to say. Pitch foul right back into the screen. 0-2. Loney at first, 1 out. Cobb worked 6+. He was charged with 4 runs. Badenhop gave up a run unearned. Pitch is lifted up the right side, foul, out of play. J.P. Howell followed Burt Badenhop and Brandon Gomes, and now Cesar Ramos. Ramos and Molina talk it over. And a very quick pace to this game through the front 5+ innings. And a lot of pitching changes since then for the Rays. They'll use 5 pitchers tonight. The 0-2 down, blocked by Molina. Start of a move by Loney, but he hangs on at first. Dane De La Rosa up in the bullpen down the right side for the Rays. Close and close enough to be strike 3 on the delayed call by Tim McClellan. So Lavarnway's out of there.
Hence the reason that he needs to be mic'd up. This looked like a good pitch, and he'll let everybody around him know. You see, it's going to be right here. Very deliberate. Actually, didn't seem to let Lavarnway know. Regardless, strike 3.
2 outs here in the 8th.
Maybe Lavarnway said, "I don't believe you."
I don't believe you. Daniel Nava hitting against the lefty. It's a pitch inside. Well, the Rays have 4 with Boston. 5 and 7 against Boston so far this year. And that pitch is low. 2-0. The Rays counting this one 4 left here at home, and then 2 against the Red Sox up at Fenway. And the Rays' final road trip of the regular season to Boston and Chicago. 2-0 pitch. It's low. 3-0. Loney opened with a base hit. Almost struck out Saltalamacchia. Got Lavarnway looking way behind Nava. And he picks up a called strike. Runs the count to 3-1. Ground ball left side off the glove of Rodriguez, but he gathers it in and makes a wide throw, skips it into the stands. So that'll be an error charge to Sean Rodriguez. Loney's going to wind up at third, and Nava stationed at second base.
Tough play all around. Rodriguez moving to his left, can't come over it cleanly, but then still has a shot right here. But turns and misses badly on the throw. I mean, not even close.
So the inning will continue now with 2 men in scoring position. Jose Iglesias will be the hitter. He was hit by a pitch in the 6th and scored. Sacrificed in the 7th. So officially nothing of one on the night. One ball, no strikes. Foul the other way. Goes to 1-1. One ball, one strike. Up the right side, foul. It's beyond the bullpen area and out of play.
Well, this is an important hitter here, obviously, for Cesar Ramos. You got to keep this within striking distance. Still within 4. And you're up in the count 1-2.
Strike 3 call to take care of Boston. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Ramos. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 5-1 Boston.
Subway surprise standings in the wild card of the American League. We have the Oakland A's on top. Actually, we're going to see the East first. The Yankees lead Baltimore by a game and the Rays by 5 in the wild card picture. The Oakland A's on top by 2 over Baltimore. The Angels 2.5 back of the O's and the Rays 4 back as we begin play tonight. Time for our Autoway text poll question. With that in mind, in 16 games remaining, how many of those 16 do you think the Rays would have needed to win to reach the postseason? TB1, 14 or more. TB2, 12 or 13. TB3, 10 or 11. TB4, it's too little, too late. Text your vote to 789-789. Standard message, data rates apply. We'll have the results as part of the Rays Live postgame show, guys.
Well, we go to the Rays half of the 8th inning with Ryan Roberts stepping in against Shunichi Tozawa. Pitcher number 3 for Boston tonight. And the pitch is a strike to Roberts. So Hill worked 1 inning and picked up 2 strikeouts. Gives way to Tozawa.
You can see good ERA, 1.47, more than a strikeout an inning, and a good fastball. That first one into Roberts at 95.
And how about that delivery? Stop action in the middle, and he's quickly out in front, 0-2.
Now, good curveball there. You know, he wanted that pitch down and away. That was a backup curveball, and Ryan Roberts, seeing that ball out of the hand on the inner half inside, kind of buckled him a little bit as it broke over.
And a swing and a miss. Fastball at 96. Well, we talk about that pause that we so often see pitchers who come over from the Far East and from Japan. But take a look at this motion. You talk about pausing in the middle.
Oh, he did a great job of sequencing there. First pitch fastball strike, drops in a breaking ball 2. And then being up in the count, takes that 96 up and away. I mean, if he misses with that pitch, he could come back with another one, could drop the curveball off of it. Nice idea what he's doing.
Stephen Vogt now will hit for Molina, and he takes a strike. Molina 0 for 1 with a walk, and now Vogt up here. And he checked in time on the pitch down. Stevens still looking for that first hit. 1-1 the count to him. Cut and a miss. 1-2. Zawa out of Yokohama, Japan. He's 26 years old. And he bounds the fastball.
What you see right there, speeding up the delivery. You know, he's got that little pause when he has the high leg kick right there. More of a slide step by Tazawa. That's how he changed the delivery here. Waiting for that leg kick and pause. Nope, coming right at you.
He's got all kinds of deception, and then 95, 96. And a broken bat roller down to second. Throw to first by Pedroia. Vogt is out number 2. 2 up and 2 down.
Now let's take a look at tomorrow's starting pitchers presented by Chevron. 7-10. Hey, fella. It's going to be left-hander Felix Dubron making his 27th start. Up against Jeremy Hellickson making his 28th. Felix Dubron with a winning record there, an ERA over 5, pitching on the right days.
Now the top of the order for the Rays, Desmond Jennings. And that's a ball. 1-0. Strike, and it's 1-1. And a high foul deep down the left side. That ball's going to be out of play. Nava gives it a chase, but no chance, and the count is 1-2. 2 strikes. Squares the count at 2-2. Here's another guy. We talked about Hill and Tommy John surgery and how well he threw. Tozawa had Tommy John surgery.
And all the way back, apparently. Crisp stuff.
Jennings stays alive with that foul ball.
We've seen his fastball 95, 96. We saw the breaking ball to Roberts at 76. A little split finger action right around 90, 91. Plus stuff. And mechanically, he'll give you different looks. That little pause with the leg kick. He'll try to speed it up with a little slide step.
And he missed down, just down, full count.
That was very, very close, and that was one of those quick with the leg kick, 95-mile-an-hour fastball. I think it definitely had the plate, maybe a little bit down.
And Jennings strikes out. The Rays are up and down 1-2-3. We've completed 8 tonight at the Trop. 5-1 Boston.
Coming up on tomorrow's Rays Live, the pregame presented by Gulf Coast Honda. Take a look at the Sandlot Kids feature. That's involving Ben Zobrist out in the community, and I promise a breakdown of some sort. From the booth, live.
Yeah, you don't want to miss that. Dane De La Rosa will be the new pitcher for the Rays, number 6 on the night. Siriaco leading off against De La Rosa. And the pitch outside. 1-0. Stephen Vogt stays on to catch. After he pinch hit for Molina. Siriaco fouls that fastball back. Pitch up. Siriaco 3 ground balls and an intentional walk tonight. He's been active down at third base. That's a strike to take the count to 1-2. 29-year-old right-hander De La Rosa. And he throws that one by Siriaco, a fastball.
Well, that was a nice job by De La Rosa. You know, working the ball down in the zone and then reaching back for a little bit extra with some elevation to it. Big guy out there on the mound can create a nice downhill angle. And this one, he just lets go up at the letters. 94 miles an hour, gets it right over the swing of Siriaco. You're talking about changing a hitter's eye level. He did it very successfully there.
Well, here's Ellsbury, who gave Boston the lead with a home run, a 2-run shot back in the 6th inning that made it 2-1 at the time. They added 3 more in the 7th inning. 1 strike to count. Ellsbury had a run batted in the 7th as well. There's Mark Melanson in the bullpen. And there's a strike, 0-2. This ball up. De La Rosa was the primary closer at Durham. He was in 54 games. He was 0-4, but had a 279 earned run average, had 20 saves. A little roller to the left side. That's Rodriguez, double pumps, and the throw is late. Couldn't find a handle on it, so Sean Rodriguez, who was charged with 2 errors on the ball in the 8th inning, hit by Nava, will get a, this will be a base hit here for Ellsbury.
Well, and you see what happened there is that ball, as he put his hand in the glove to pull the ball out, it was in the tips of his fingers. Didn't have very good control over it. Ended up having to throw it that way anyway. Watch as this ball ends up in the tip of the fingers. Look at that right there. In fact, only 1 finger on it. Got to get the other one there, and took just a little bit too much time.
Pedroia fouling a pitch off. Yeah, he could have thrown a knuckleball over to first.
Well, it's exactly what he was thinking when he pulled it out. He had thumb underneath it, tip of the middle finger on it, and that was it. You know, and that's just a case, too, of Sean Rodriguez after the injury. I mean, how many reps has he had out there? You know, game situation. It's been a little bit of time for him. He gets thrown right out there, you know, later part of a ball game. A couple of tough chances.
So foul ball back, and the count is 0-2. One on, one out. Runner goes. The pitch is foul on a play. To the count to Pedroia. One ball, 2 strikes. De La Rosa, we were called from Durham. He had another stint, a 1-day stint with the Rays earlier this year. Back in April when he pitched in Boston and gave up 5 earned runs in 1 inning. That's why he had that inflated earned run average. And 7 relief appearances over a couple of stints in the big leagues last year with the Rays. Runner goes. Fields, and the pitch is foul right back over the screen. The count remains 1-2. The Red Sox, through the first 5 innings, had only 1 base runner. Since then, they've been all over the bases. And now Pedroia steps out, getting time. In 5, they had no hits and had 1 walk. Took the lead on the Ellsbury home run in the 6th, added 3 in the 7th. Low and outside, and Vogt shifting down to his right. Wasn't sure where that ball was, but he was shifting on that breaking ball, trying to stay in front of it.
He had a long way to go. This ball yanked out there by De La Rosa, and Vogt heading out there, and then starts looking around for it, not realizing right in the glove.
Two balls, 2 strikes. And a high chop to third. Rodriguez gloves and throws out at first. Up to second goes Ellsbury. And Pedroia is out, number 2.
Sean Rodriguez here. He's got to wait on this. Wait, and then get it and throw. Put everything out of his mind. Makes a nice strong throw over to Keppinger for the 2nd out. Those have to be uneasy. You get those choppers like that, you're waiting for it to come down. You know the guy's busting it up the first base line, and it's got to be a quick transition with an accurate, strong throw.
Yeah, he's had some tough chances.
Yeah. Hey, welcome to the game.
Yep. Now Cody Ross in the batter's box. One ball, no strikes. Well, Rodriguez pinch hit for Pena in the 7th, and then went in defensively in the 8th. So the last couple of innings, a couple of tough plays, and one resulted in 2 errors. Runner takes off, going to third, and the throw down, got it. Boy, that throw is right on the money at third base. Vogt to Rodriguez to cut down Ellsbury.
And how about the quick tag by Rodriguez? I mean, great strong throw by Vogt, but quick glove work by Sean. Watch this.
So the Rays coming to hit in the bottom of the 9th, down 5-1. By Tires Plus. The plus is in everything we do. And by the 2012 GMC Sierra, it's our best Sierra ever. Mark Melanson goes to the mound here in the bottom of the 9th inning. He is the 4th Boston pitcher of the night.
Well, on for the 37th time, and Mark has had his struggles this year. That ERA at 6.92. It's 12 walks and 39 innings, so the Rays are going to have to earn it.
Well, B.J. Upton leads off. Upton followed by Ben Zobrist, and Joyce due to hit third. B.J. swings through the first fastball at 95, strike one. Here's a liner and a base hit in the center. Well, Upton has his 3rd hit tonight. B.J. 3 out of 4.
Well, base runners. This is still just a 4-run game. Melanson, we've seen by the ERA, just under 7, has had his struggles this year. Nothing to say the Rays cannot give the Red Sox quite the finish here. Great start.
Well, Randy Neiman, the pitching coach, heads to the mound here. 2 pitches into the bottom of the 9th inning.
Well, not going to waste any chances. This visit right here has more to do with getting the bullpen heated up more than anything else.
Well, Ben Zobrist is due up. Get Andrew Bailey up in the bullpen. So Upton's at first. Zobrist will be the hitter here against Melanson. And the pitch is up and away, with Loney playing off the bag and behind Upton. Upton moves up to second. A ball, no strikes, the count to Ben, who had a base hit in the first. And that's a strike. 1-1. Nick McLeod has led off the game in Seattle with a home run for the Orioles. That's a strike, and the count is 1-2. White Sox beat Detroit 5-4 in that Baltimore-Seattle game, the only other American League game going. This pitch bouncing away from LaBarnway, and over to third goes Upton. So the breaking ball in the dirt and a wild pitch. Rays have a man at third with nobody out. 2-2 the count. A tough goal for Melanson with Boston. Joyce on deck. And a ground ball up the middle, and Iglesias positioned right there. The run scores, making it 5-2. So Zobrist drives in the run. Iglesias was stationed toward the middle. Zobrist hit the ball on the ground right to him.
Now off the bat, without the benefit of this angle right here, you're thinking, oh, base hit up the middle. That ball hit hard right by Melanson. Iglesias have to move.
So here's Matt Joyce. The pitch is a strike. Upstairs, 1-1. Cook worked the front six. Hill 1, Tazawa 1, and now Melanson on here in the 9th inning with a run home and 1 out. Joyce behind in the count, 1-2, pulling off the off-speed pitch. And that's strike 3 called on the inside corner. Joyce is the 2nd out of the inning.
Melanson gets him out in front on the changeup away, and then immediately follows that up with 95 in, and he puts it in a great spot. Just freezes Matt. Ball right on the inner half.
Well, Ben Francisco will pinch hit for Jimenez. Fastball is a strike. Breaking ball. So the count is 0-2. Two, and it's foul back, a fastball. Rays got a run in the 5th, and they have a run in the 9th. They trail by 3 down to their final out. Pitch thrown into the dirt, well in front of the plate. And it's a 1-2 count. The 1-2, and that is strike 3 call. This game is over. Melanson a couple strikeouts in the 9th. And the Boston Red Sox win the first game of this series. It's a 5-2 final. Cook will get the win. His 4th win of the year. He's 4-10. Cobb, the losing pitcher, now 9-9. Took 3 hours and 11 minutes to play it. Ellsbury hit his 4th home run of the year in this game. Rays strand 3, Boston 7. Before 11,722 here tonight. And the Boston Red Sox beat the Rays tonight 5-2. So the Rays now stand 78-69 on the year. For Boston, this is win number 67. The Rays fall at the moment 5.5 back in the American League East. And in the wild card now, the Rays are 4 1/2 games back The Rays started this night with 16 games left. That's down to 15. So the Red Sox win it 5-2. Game 2 will be tomorrow evening. Pitching matchup tomorrow as we greet you at 6:30. It'll be Jeremy Hellickson against Felix Dubront. For Brian Anderson and Todd Callis, Dwayne Statz. Hope you've enjoyed the telecast, if not the outcome. See you next on Rays Live.